Hello and welcome back to Suspended Fanimation. I'm your host, Dennis Bithoulkas, and it's time for Saturday Morning Blast Off. Welcome, everybody. Welcome. It was a really slow news week. I mean, really fucking slow news week. Unless you care about CW stuff, there was really nothing going on. But let me take care of some business first, and we'll get down to what little news there is. If you like what you see here, like, share, and subscribe. If you're still on the fence about subscribing, take a look at the video that pops up at the very end here. And if you like what you see there, basically what YouTube does, takes the algorithms of all the stuff you've been watching and tries to match it as best as possible. One of the videos I've asked for your library and pops it up there just for you. And if you like what you see there, hit that subscribe button down below. And if you want to know when I'll be on live next, take a look at that. Hit that little bell down below. It's a 50-50 chance of YouTube actually notifying you. Best thing to do is go to suspendedfanimation.com. Take a look at the schedule that's up there. I have all the links to my social media as well. So Twitter, Instagram, Patreon. No tiers have in the Patreon. But once I hit 1,000 subscribers, there will be tiers and packages and all that kind of stuff. I know some of you have been subscribing. I'll talk about that a little bit too. And also, I have the links to this YouTube channel, my Facebook page, and for those of you who still have Facebook, a Facebook group page where you guys can post stuff and chat amongst yourselves. All right, welcome everybody. So let's get the big news off the docket here first. Ryan Coogler, of course, who directed Black Panther, has signed his production company has signed a 5-year deal with Disney. Because he's working on Black Panther 2 at the moment. And his production company is going to be working on a Wakanda TV series for Disney Plus, which actually sounds kind of cool. I would actually like to see that. I don't know what it's going to entail, but I think it's just going to go through like the day-to-day lives of Wakandans and stuff like that, which I think would be kind of cool. You get to see the technology and whatnot. I think it could be a lot of fun. Especially seeing their other stuff, like their documentary stuff that they've done for Disney. If they could kind of fold that into a Marvel series, like Wakanda and doing the day-to-day life, I think it would be really kind of fucking cool. So, hey everybody, hi Jody, hi Filthy News, Stanley, yeah. All right, yeah, and I can see this being actually something really, really well done. Given given what Disney does with their resources. I mean, Disney has been impressive. I'll say this: I was a fucking naysayer about Disney Plus back, when it was first announced and everything, and actually having gotten into it now. What are we? A little over a year into it, I think now at this point, and it's pretty damn good. There's always something on, and if not, you can always go and rewatch something. So, yeah. I know, Filthy. We're not going to be talking about that last scene of WandaVision because that is a spoiler, is what we're doing there. So, yeah. It just came out yesterday. A lot of people haven't watched it. I tend to keep this thing spoiler free for the most part, unless, there's a movie that's been out for like a year or two, something like that. And, it had a big twist to it, like an M. Night Shyamalan movie or something like that. Then, yeah. So, yes, I won't be talking about spoilers in this thing at all. So, man, I mean, so essentially, CW has renewed everything that they have on their docket that wasn't going away. Like, Black Lightning is going away. Supergirl is going away. So of course those have not been renewed, but everything else on their docket has been renewed. So, big surprise there. No one really cares about that. Yeah. And yes, exactly, Pen. If you want spoilers for WandaVision, watch the review on that I did. Yes. Thanks, Pen. Actually, you reminded me of that. I'm glad somebody's coherent. It's not me, that's of course. Stanley Twiddle says D plus was pretty barren for a while. I'm not interested in the old stuff, but now it seems pretty good. Yeah, at the beginning it was kind of touch and go with the way the way things were. We had connection problems. There was, yes, a dearth of programming, but it took like a month or two, and then they fixed that thing. They pretty much righted the ship at that point. And then they started putting in, like the Simpsons in there, the Marvel movies, all that stuff. That's actually, yeah, when it kind of got really good, where you could just actually watch everything that you wanted all in one spot. Yeah. Yeah. Oh, what else we got here? Like I said, there's not really much here. Speaking of Disney Plus, they're doing a reboot of Doogie Howser MD, and it's going to be called Doogie, and I'm going to murder this last name, Kamaloa MD. Of course, it takes place in Hawaii. They've already cast the new Doogie, and her name is Mapuana Makia is her name. So she is going to be the new Doogie, if you will. Like I said, bottom of the barrel news. I was scraping hard, and I punched through the bottom of the barrel and went about 50 feet down. And I was looking for that. Yeah. What was it here? Filthy News says Star looks interesting. The more adult stuff for Disney Plus coming soon. Okay. Yeah. I'm waiting for Disney Plus to have like an adult section, not like X-rated or anything like that. R-rated movies like Deadpool and stuff like that, because they do own the Fox collection too. And to have them actually put in their R-rated material and all the Fox related material too. I mean, you got Aliens, you've got Terminator. Is Terminator Fox? I can't remember. I think it is. You've got a lot of shit there. So yeah, all the Fox content coming, maybe for Star Filthy, but not for. I haven't heard about Disney Plus actually having that coming up. I would like to have Disney Plus do that. That'd be actually kind of cool. But yeah, I mean, there's a lot of Fox material, a lot of Fox movies, and yes, Mind the Cameronium. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, because that's right. So if Aliens is on there, then yes, Terminator is on there as well as being Fox. I'm actually looking at my Terminator movies, and I can't see a logo up there. I take that back. Terminator is Warner Brothers, so that's a different thing. It's got a little Warner Brothers shield on it. So no, Terminator's not on there. I forgot. Sorry. Is Avatar Fox? I think so. Yeah, because that's right. Because Disney has an Avatar land at Disney World, Florida. That's right. Because it broke down recently. I get news on the Disneyland stuff, and it broke down. So, what? You aren't perfect? Of course not. You've seen my reviews, and you've been watching this thing for a couple of years, right? Yeah. Yeah, Firefly. I'm waiting to hear when they reboot Firefly, quite honestly, because nobody's coming back. Nathan Fillion isn't coming back. Gina Torres, Alan Tudyk. None of those people are coming back. So yeah, they're just going to have to reboot that, is what they're going to do. And Joss Whedon is definitely not coming back, considering that everything that happened. Yeah. I wouldn't mind if they got a good cast pen. I mean, the first season in the movie was really, really good. So if you can actually keep that kind of feeling to it, and it could be in the Firefly universe, is what it could be. You don't need to actually have the crew. You could keep it in the Firefly universe. So, and yeah, Stanley, I don't know if you can actually really revive it, but I mean, come on. We've pretty much had the same kind of type of story going on for decades. I mean, Cowboy Bebop is also kind of like Firefly in a way. Uh, I'm trying to think what else. There's a lot of stories out there that are like Firefly, so it's eh, you know it's in that genre, I guess you could say, in that vein or in that spirit of Firefly. Yeah. But yeah, eventually it's going to happen. Josh Whedon is not going to be anywhere near it, of course. So yeah. So what else is up there? As I said before, Winona, or I said in the, I should say, opening credit, Wynonna Earp is going to end on Sci-Fi with the current season 4. They have 6 more episodes to burn off, and that's it. And Wynonna Earp is going to be done. This is not surprising, considering that IDW is the holdup on all of this. IDW has no money. And so, in order to do a TV show based on a comic property, the comic book, company that owns the rights to it, or the right holder, has to share in the cost of it. So they had to come up with half the money in order to get the season done for season 4. But because they were so cash poor, um, mismanagement of funds, all this kind of stuff, they ended up delaying it by a big amount, so much so that the actors that were involved, all of their contracts expired, and they had to re-sign the actors to their contracts for that show for season 4, spending even more money on top of that. So it's no surprise that Sci-Fi was like, yeah, fuck you, we're done with that. Well, also, and Sci-Fi being part of NBC Universal, which cancels anything Sci-Fi at the drop of a hat, let alone having it go 4 seasons. So Stanley Twiddle says Firefly animation, that's the solution, possibly. Is Joss Whedon getting any more work? Jody asked. He was on the production of The Nevers, which just released a trailer because it comes out in April on HBO, and he left probably about 75 or 80%, into production, and then he left. And you could totally tell if you watch the trailer for The Nevers, it looks like a Joss Whedon show. It's got his stamp all over it, so it's his show, but they're not going to have his name on it or associated with it. There you go. And I think that's the last thing he's been attached to. And that was fairly recently. I think he left in November, October or November, somewhere around there. Yeah. Stanley Twiddle says, Winona canceled. I'm so sorry, Dennis. I might have to rewatch Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. to get over the pain. Oh, God, why would you do that? That's some torturous. No, never mind. Speaking of Joss Whedon, Jody says, "Are you going to do? And is it worth my time for the Nevers? Depending, it's supposed to be a series, Jody. So depending on what's on at the time in April, I may just end up covering episode by episode. Because if it's HBO Max, I'm sure they're just going to release it once a week, 1 episode a week, as it should be." And speaking of HBO Max or HBO in general, the writer for the HBO series, the Watchmen series, her name is Stacey Osai Kufor. She is going to be writing the script for the new Blade reboot that's starring Ali Mahershala, which everyone's been waiting for. So they did finally find their script writer, and I don't know how I feel about it, quite honestly. I wasn't a big fan of the Watchmen TV series. Not a big fan at all. And I don't know. I don't think it was her writing. I think I don't know. I really don't know. We'll find out. Yeah, I'm really on the fence about that one. I mean, just literally sitting right in the middle of the fence there. Yeah. Jody thinks, do you think the Nevers will be good? Don't know. Have no idea. Is Lindelof involved? No, Lindelof is not involved with Blade. He's not going anywhere near Marvel. I know that he expressed his that he wanted to do some Marvel stuff, and everyone was like, "Fuck no, keep Lindelof away, keep fucking J.J. Abrams away." All those groups of people that worked with J.J. Abrams, just keep them away from the Marvel universe. And I'm fairly sure that Kevin Feige wouldn't bring him on board anyway because he only brings on quality people. But there we go. Although how Ed Norton got involved, in the Hulk, no one knows. I kid. Yeah. Let's see. So the last thing I have, and like I said, it was a short news week. A crew jacket spotted out in the wild finally confirms that Matrix 4, what the subtitle is Resurrections. Now every morning I wake with yeah, it's called Resurrections, is what it's called. There's so many jokes to be made about that I can't at the moment. My brain hurts thinking about it. But yeah, Matrix 4 Resurrections. The porn titles have already written themselves at this point, the porn parodies. I know, it's amazing. They're not even making the porn companies work for it anymore. Stanley Trail says, will there be a D plus Marvel making of series similar to Mando? I don't know. Depends on how popular the series is. There isn't one for WandaVision as of yet that I know of. They do have a series out there called Marvel 616, which I haven't gotten into as of yet. That kind of delves into each of the Marvel characters. I know they're supposed to, no, wait, the Marvel 616, yes, delves into each of the Marvel characters. And I haven't heard anything yet about them doing a behind the scenes of WandaVision, but that might come out afterwards because the same thing happened with Mando. That Masterpiece, is it? Or I always forget the fucking title of that thing because it's just poorly titled, so you never remember what the title is. But it came out after the first season of Mando, like literally I think the week after it came out. Gallery. Thank you, Stanley. Yes, I can never remember what it's titled because it's such a bad title to it. I mean, who in the fuck thinks Gallery? Okay, sure. We're going to name Behind the Scenes Gallery. That's an art gallery. Okay, great. Yeah, I don't think about that when I'm thinking of TV shows and behind the scenes and all that stuff. Do call it behind the scenes or, extras or, I don't know, anything other than gallery. Fuck. Yeah, I can never remember it. Never remember it. I have to look it up every single time. That's how bad it is. Yeah. Oh, you know what? Speaking of Disney Plus, so I guess my account got hacked on Disney Plus. I first noticed this when I was watching The Mandalorian season 2, about I want to say around a little more than halfway through the season, and I would come in and turn it on to watch it, and it would be in Spanish, and I'm like, what the fuck is going on? I don't know Spanish. What the hell? So I'd always change it back. So then after the second season of The Mandalorian, went back in to go and watch something, and all this they were saying, "Oh, do you want to continue watching this, this, and this?" And I'm like, I never watched any of this stuff. So I'm looking through and I'm like, oh, someone hacked my account. So I had to go through, and it's the most ridiculous process in Disney Plus to get your password changed. You actually need to go through all these different hoops in order to do it. And I think it took me, I want to say it took me like 2 days to do it. It was ridiculous. But I finally got the password changed, and yeah, it was kind of funny. Stanley said it's supposed to remind you of the masterpiece. So that's why I had masterpiece in my head, Stanley. That's why I keep saying masterpiece instead of gallery, because yes, it might remind you of masterpiece, but there you go. I'm thinking masterpiece. I am not thinking gallery. Gallery means nothing other than an art gallery to me. And if you're going to do like, all those paintings that they show at the end of The Mandalorian, all the concept art, call it gallery. There you go. That's perfect. Then I actually equate that with art. But if you're going to be doing a behind the scenes, masterpiece works so much better than gallery as a title. It's just, yeah. I was actually going to go back to my list to take a look if there's anything else. And I realized there's nothing else. There is nothing else going on. It's because the Super Bowl is tomorrow. No one really cares. I mean, yeah. I mean, show of hands. Anybody watching the Super Bowl tomorrow? That's what I thought. Yeah, you can watch all the commercials online, like everything else that we've been watching. And let's face it, that's pretty much all. I don't even know who's playing. I don't really care. I actually saw something pop up in my, you know how Facebook does your, 9 years ago you said this, or 5 years ago you said that, and or you posted this, and it show you your post. And I guess 9 years ago, Madonna did the halftime show, and I commented on it that whatever the donkey kick thing that she did was, it was really stupid on stage. She basically went down almost into a push-up. She put up one leg, and one of her, backup dancers grabbed her leg, and then with the other leg, she did this weird kick in the air, like a donkey kick, and then came back down, and it looked like, an old person doing an exercise kind of thing. And it was in the middle of a song, and I was like, "What the fuck was that?" You can always go back and take a look on YouTube and take a look at the halftime show from 2012. um, you'll laugh your ass off, I swear. I want it to be a TikTok thing, call it donkey kick. And I hope it trends on TikTok. I really would love to see that. Stanley, we are not discussing the ending of the last episode of WandaVision because it's a spoiler. And yeah, not going to happen. So I don't want people being spoiled by that. Yeah. I mean, already as it is, the thumbnail I put on the review of it last night, I know someone's going to complain about it. Yeah. And I'm not, even though I covered everything up, and yeah. But yeah, that's all I'm going to say on that. We can talk about other stuff, though. Yeah. You want to talk about M. Night Shyamalan? He's got a movie coming out called Old that I guess he's going to do a trailer for on Super Bowl Sunday, which no one cares about. They're like, M. Night Shyamalan still making movies? Guess so. I guess old is in reference to his stories, that they're just old and tired. I think that's what it is. Yeah. I think that's what it's all about. Is Raymond here? Is Raymond K. Hessel here? No? I finally read your message, Raymond. So just wanted to let you know. And yes, they are still collecting. That's what they're doing. And it is showing up in my account. Yes. This is for so let me talk about this. So Patreon right now, there are a few people that have been contributing to my Patreon that's up. I haven't set up any tiers because, like I said, I'm waiting till I hit 1,000 subscribers, and then I want to set up a whole tier thing so that, after 6 months, if you're in tier 2, you get this. After 6 months, if you're in tier 3, you get this. And I'm gonna have little packages of stuff. And a tier 1, of course, is going to be like $1 or whatever, and tier 2 I think is going to be 5, and of course tier 3 is going to be 10. I think that's what I'm going to be doing on that. And some people have already started contributing to the Patreon, even though I'm not really promoting it all that much. I mean, I promote it here at the beginning, but I really don't want to grab any money from anybody yet until um, and so yeah. So Raymond was just asking if I was getting those because they're pulling money from his account in order to do that, and I'm like, yeah, I'm seeing it. I just want to let you know, Raymond. Yes, it is pulling money, and I do see that. Thank you. But you don't need to do that yet. Wait until we hit 1,000 subscribers, and then do it that way. Shut up and take my money. Yeah, I know. Thanks, Pen. Oh, I appreciate it. I really do. I just, like I said, um, I have my own goal that I want to get to. Stanley says, is old part 4 of the Unbreakable trilogy? No, Unbreakable is done, Stanley. Old is something else now at this point. Uh, I loved Unbreakable. Unbreakable is one of those great movies. Glass was okay. Or to me, not Glass, but the one in between. Fuck, I can't remember what it was. The one with James Split. That's it. Split was okay, and then Glass was just kind of it was okay. I mean, it was nice revisiting the Unbreakable world, but it kind of went out with a whimper, I guess you could say. Not a bang. Yeah. But yeah, I mean, we've got the Falcon and Winter Soldiers coming up here next month. Shit, I'm trying to think what else do we have coming up. There's a few things that are coming up. I can never remember what they are because Swiss cheese brain, as usual. The Witcher, of course, is not coming out until the end of this year. Invincible, that's right. Invincible, the animated Invincible is coming out next month. Loki's at the end of this year as well. Um, I don't know when Wakanda is probably not going to be till next year at some point because they haven't even started working on it. And I don't know what else is going to be coming out here. Yeah. Maybe it's Shyamalan's chick that's old. Yes, I made that joke. Thanks, Stanley. Penn says Split has some great acting and the ending made it worth it. Yeah, when the ending happened, that was the only reason why I went to see it in the theater, Penn, is because I heard that it was the sequel to Unbreakable. And I was like, what? It is? And so I went and saw it, and then and I was told to stay into the credits. And I saw that and I was like, okay, that actually made it worthwhile. The rest of the movie was but yes, the ending was the thing that made it worthwhile. And Anna Joy Taylor, I believe is her name. Yeah. She actually made a good hit. Her and of course James McAvoy. James McAvoy is awesome. And I'm hoping James McAvoy, reprises a certain bald-headed role at some point in time. That's all I'm gonna say. Yeah. Oh man. This is gonna be a short one today, guys. Yeah, it's gonna be a short one because I don't have that much news. Stanley says Loki sounds good. Falcon and the Snowman. Yeah. Well, see, that means you're old, Stanley, when you know the Falcon and the Snowman movie because that came out in the 90s. Hmm. I don't think it sounds lame to me. I want to see USA Agent or US Agent is what he's called. I always say USA Agent for some reason, whenever since the comics came out. That's Kurt Russell and Goldie Hawn's son. It's the guy who's playing US Agent. Yeah, we're all old, Stanley. It happens. Yeah, on a long enough timeline, you get old. So yeah, I'm looking forward to seeing. I want more in the Cap universe. As a matter of fact, I've got to go and rewatch Civil War or Winter Soldier, one of the two. I don't know which one I want to do as of yet. I might rewatch Civil War just because of WandaVision and a certain mention in a commercial. Yeah. So, but with that said, I'm gonna let you guys go for the rest of the day and the rest of the week. Well, not the rest of the weekend. What else do I have coming up this weekend? Tomorrow, I'm actually gonna do a special broadcast of Resident Alien. What do you guys want? Morning or afternoon? What do you want to do? Well, actually, it's probably gonna be morning. It's not gonna be, yeah, it's gonna be morning. I take that back. I've got stuff I'm gonna be doing that afternoon, so it's gonna be morning. So I'm gonna do episode 3 of Resident Alien tomorrow morning. Probably, I don't know. I'll try and shoot for early. I know that's vague, but that's about all I got right about now. Monday I'm gonna be off. Tuesday will be Is It Worth My Time? And this time around it's going to be the Amazon movie Bliss on Amazon Prime. That's Salma Hayek and Owen Wilson. It's Bliss is what it's called. So Wednesday I'm gonna be off. Thursday, we're going to see if Resident Alien does episode 4 or if they just kind of, goof it. I don't know what's going to happen there. Friday will be WandaVision. And of course, Saturday, we wrap back around again to Saturday morning blast off. Stanley says, not evening would be good. Yeah, I'm not going to be doing the evening. I'm going to do the morning, Stanley, tomorrow morning. Yeah. Philip says, Trilogy of Terror is on Creature Features tonight. It's one of the few things that scare me as a kid. Creature Features is what is Creature Features there, Philip? Is this the one that's just online now, or I know so Creature Features started here in the San Francisco Bay Area in the 70s, I want to say. Yeah, it was the 70s because I was very, very young when that happened. Oh, the online one. Okay. And so the guy Stanley, fuck, I forget his name now. The guy who was the host of it, he had these really thick glasses, and he used to be on multiple shows on what is called Channel 2 here. And he had, hey, Marks, he had multiple series that he was doing. So he did Creature Features, but also in the daytime, he did what was called Dialing for Dollars. So he was the host of that. Or they do movies in the afternoon kind of thing, and then people would call in and they would try and I guess numbers and stuff like that, and it was a weird thing, but it was kind of like a game show with a movie in the afternoon. It was very weird. And then of course as he got older into the 80s, he started doing kids programming in the afternoons, and that is where I saw most of like the Flash Gordon, the old Flash Gordon 30s 1930s serials, a lot of the Godzilla movies, and also the old kaiju um, shokatsu. I can never pronounce it. Basically, the giant monster and robot TV shows from Japan in the 60s and the 70s. That's how I saw those, was through him. And he would dress up in costume. He had this costume called Captain Cosmic that he was. And he had, again, it was a call-in show. You could actually call in and interact with him on the air. It was kind of cool. So there's all kinds of stuff. So can you repeat everything from Orcs, Dennis? Sure, let's start all over again. It's actually a short one, so yeah. Penn says, "Oh my God, you had Dialing for Dialing for Dollars like I said, it started out here. There was a lot of stuff that started out here. Romper Room actually started in KTVU Channel 2 in Oakland here, and then kind of went national. They did a whole national thing on that. There was a lot of stuff that started here and then just kind of went national. And so Creature Features being one of those things, a lot of them started going national, and Stanley was like, no, 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 no. I own the rights to that name, Creature Features. He wanted to keep that. And it's been passed on to, there was a guy that was doing TV 20 is what it's called here in the Bay Area. Coffee TV 20. He was doing like a really schlocky horror film nights on Saturday nights and whatnot. And somehow or another, he got the rights to the creature features name. I don't know how. I had been following him on Facebook actually for the Coffee TV 20 thing, and somehow he morphed into getting the creature features name. I kind of missed how that happened, and now he does this online, from what I understand. So yeah. Oh, Penn says I thought it was just regional here. No, it was a franchise, is what it was. Penn. They leased out the name at that point. Um, yes, Stanley. That is what happened because it does film here in the Bay Area. So Penn says dialing for dollars would occasionally do theme weeks like Nuclear Monster Week. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Yeah, we had so the Bay Area in the 70s, 80s, and 90s had a lot of TV production stuff that was going on. Um, and they innovated a lot of stuff. I mean, a lot of stuff. Those morning talk shows kind of things. What was it? We had it wasn't Good Morning America. It was fuck AM something or other. I can't remember what it was called now at this point. I remember I went to one of the tapings of that thing when I was a kid, and it was one of those things in the Bay Area that if you were in one of the schools here in the Bay Area, you ended up going to one of these things at one point in time as a field trip. So you could see how a movie studio or a TV station worked. So we went to KTVU, and I remember, no, excuse me, we went to Channel 5, KPIX, and went to the desk where they did the news. And we also got to be on one of the shows, the morning shows is what it was. A talk show is what it was. So we were in the audience. We didn't have Romper Room. We had Hachi Malachi. Wow. Maybe they couldn't afford the rights to Romper Room, Penn. That's what it was. But yeah, a Romper Room was like everywhere, from what I understand, like all over the country. And that whole schlocky mirror thing. I see Bobby and Cindy, and yeah, it's just some weird shit, man. Um, but yeah, there's if you go and look at Mrs. Doubtfire, um, Robin Williams character when he goes into a studio there and starts playing with the dinosaurs at the end, and he gets the TV show gig. That is KTVU. That is actually in San Francisco or Oakland. I'd say take that back there, and that is supposed to be an homage to the Bay Area kid shows. Yeah. I remember the Romper Stompers. Yes. Yeah, those plastic pieces of shit. We destroyed so many of those Romper Stompers. I mean, those things were so flimsily made and just shit. And for those of you at home who don't know what Romper Stompers are, essentially they were plastic cups with plastic rope attached to them, and the rope was long enough so that you can stand on top of the upside down cup. They were really strong plastic cups. If you're a kid, of course, they hold your kid weight, and you hold on to the straps like up to, I would say, about mid thigh, or yeah, upper thigh is what it would go to, about upper thigh there. And you'd hold them and you kind of jump with them or walk with them or something like that. So they made clomping sounds, like clomp, 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 clomp. And it was the most annoying fucking thing for parents. But a lot of kids had them. And mysteriously, the rope would break at some point because, I'm fairly sure a lot of adults just cut the rope or the plastic thing. You'd repair it with another piece of rope and whatnot. And Yeah, it was never the same because, of course, you could always tell the kid who, his stuff got broken because it was repaired. And yeah. Mork says made with lead using lead based paint. No, asbestos actually is what it was made with. Mork's. Yeah. Back in the old days. Yeah. I remember those romper stompers and big wheels. I mean, yes, I know we still have big wheels, but big wheels back in the day was a big fucking thing, man. I want to say that came out in 76 or 77, big wheels, and then having the little side brake on the side there. That was drifting before drifting was cool. You have a big wheel and you just spin out and just drift a little bit. Then, of course, you fall over and get scraped up. The sit and spin, yeah, before it became, sit and spin, motherfucker. It was, yeah. The sit and spin where you see how fast you can go and then not throw up or try and throw up, whatever you wanted to do. Simon Says, trying to think what else. Clackers. Connect 4 actually was invented in the 70s. Fuck. I was watching a recent Simpsons episode, not recent, I think it was last year's Simpsons episode. Oh, you know what it was? It was the Treehouse of Horror. That's what it was. Where they did Stranger Things. They did a Stranger Things homage. And the kids, Bart and his group are playing E.T. on the Atari. And it's boop, 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 and it's moving around. And I remember playing that fucking game. It was so annoying. And they say, no one's ever going to improve on this game, which was the fucking most hilarious thing. It was the worst Atari game ever, was the ET game, because you never knew what the fuck you were doing. You just kind of were moving around from pixelated screen to pixelated screen and hoping you were going in the right direction. Yeah. Lawn jarts, dangerous toys, exactly. People would lie down in the grass and then throw the lawn jart up in the air and see who would move out of the way first before the lawn jart came down and jabbed you in the body part. Yeah. Well, you guys had it good when I was young. I didn't even have toys. We only had rocks to play with and sticks. We didn't have those. Shit, dirt. Yeah. Oh man. But yeah, so there's a lot of stuff, like I said, that came out of the Bay Area. And so yeah, Chris Columbus in Mrs. Doubtfire did that little scene with Robin Williams as kind of an homage to the children's programming and stuff like that that happened at KTVU at the time in the uh, 70s and 80s. Yeah. Some nice little stuff there because Chris Columbus, of course, is a Bay Area native as well, San Francisco Bay Area native. That's why he films a lot of the stuff here because he wants to showcase it. Now I don't know so much. I know he is working on something. I just heard he's working on something recently, and I can't remember what it is. Yeah. Anyway, I'm gonna let you guys go for the day. Like I said, about half an hour ago. Thank you, everybody, who joined me today in the chat, and thank you for made it this far in the video. If you're still on the fence about subscribing, take a look at the video that pops at the very end here. And if you like what you see there, hit that subscribe button down below. And while you're there, if you can hit the like button and the share button as well. Also, if you want to know when I'll be on live again next, you hit the bell down below. It's a 50-50 chance of YouTube actually notifying you. Best thing to do is go to suspendedfanimation.com. Take a look at the schedule I have up there. I change it out every week. Also, all the links to my social media are there. Also, I have my Twitter, Instagram, and Patreon. That's what's up there. The links to this YouTube channel page, my Facebook page, and a Facebook group page where you guys can post stuff and chat amongst yourselves. Thank you, everybody. I will see you again tomorrow for Resident Alien, probably tomorrow morning. Until then, don't let the door hit your ass on the way out. Otherwise, you may forget what fucking day it is. Honestly, I'm starting to lose days here. Thanks, everybody. I will see you again tomorrow. Until then, stay safe, be well, take care, and remember to wear those masks. Thanks, everyone. Have a good rest of your day.